Many employment experts are getting excited about the Great Resignation, or otherwise known as the Big Quit. But if you look beneath the surface, you'll discover it isn't quite as tantalising as the employment commentators are making it out to be. In today's episode, I'm lifting the lid on the so-called global phenomena, and we're talking about what exactly the Great Resignation is and what's causing it. We're also sharing 3 things you can do before finding yourself a new job so that you can ensure that your next job is a perfect fit. Let's get started, shall we?
Well, hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the Project Joyful podcast. I'm your host, Tracy Tutty, your medical herbalist and high performance coach. So, hey, Project Joyful isn't just about being happy. It's about consciously creating a life you love. It's about remembering how to reconnect with your soul-centered joy. You know, that joy that comes from doing what you love, from living on purpose, and from being in a life that allows you to experience deep joy moment by moment. So hey, let's get started, shall we?
So hey, it's a bit of a milestone today. Welcome to episode 50. I thought I would mark our milestone by sharing my thoughts on another milestone making its way around the globe, the Great Resignation. If this is new to you, let me begin by sharing what exactly the Great Resignation is. It's also referred to as the Big Quit or the Great Reshuffle. And it started in 2021 when those who measure labour indices noticed a rise in the number of people resigning from their jobs. It became a phenomenon in May 2021 when Professor Anthony Klotz named it the Great Resignation. Various causes have been associated with the Great Resignation. Some of it is the result of a COVID-induced stagnant job market, where many people hunkered down in their current jobs to see how things panned out. Because they delayed their planned job move, a spike emerged once these people began returning to work and looking for new opportunities. The hospitality sector was hit hard during lockdowns, and this prompted many people in that sector to transition to new industries. The lockdown also limited the ability of graduates to embark on the great OE or overseas adventure, and instead they took a job straight from school or university with the goal of enjoying their OE once the borders reopened. Those causes are all understandable and explainable, but there are 2 more significant causes associated with the Great Resignation. For many people, these last few years of uncertainty, while stressful, have also provided us with an opportunity to explore or be reminded of what really matters most to us. For some, the novelty of sitting down with the family for dinner or helping the kids with homework became the new norm. While I'm sure some were wishing of the return of the commute, especially if it got you out of maths homework, for many this quality time became non-negotiable. We began to live with this notion that time is short. So rather than planning to do that thing you've always wanted to do when you retire, we chose to do it today. Whether that be working for a not-for-profit, starting an online business, or reimagining a passion from our youth. We started to actively seek out those things that fed our soul and then work out how to make a living from it. Gone are the days of working simply to pay the bills for many people. So if you're one of the many people considering whether the Great Resignation will serve you, here are 3 tips for finding a job you can love. Here we go. Tip number 1. Know why you want to move roles. I see this one a lot when I'm coaching. Margaret doesn't like her job anymore, so she finds a new one that is similar to her old one, but in a different place or for better money or a step up in the career ladder. But 6 months later, Margaret has fallen out of love with her work. Once the honeymoon was over, it turns out it wasn't that different to her old role. Same annoying person, just with a different name. Same frustrations starting to emerge. Can you relate? What happened? It's about closure. If we jump from one job to another without learning the lessons from the old job, we find we have created an opportunity to keep learning those lessons. Same lessons, different vehicle. That is your new job. If you're leaving because someone at work rubs you up the wrong way, There will be a similar person in the new organisation. Before you choose to begin looking for a new job, get clear and get closure. Understand why you want to leave. Is there a lesson in that reason? Bob keeps dumping work on you. Now's the time to practice the art of saying, no thank you. Somebody really annoys you? What is it about them that you find so annoying? How can you make peace with that? Now, this tip comes with a warning. It is possible that the act of becoming even more aware, clearing the departure reason and closing it out may actually cause you to fall back in love with your job. Tip number 2. What will and won't you stand for? Think about your ideal job, your ideal team, and your ideal organisation. What must be present for you to love working there? What's an absolute no-no for you? Now take these insights and turn them into research that you can do on an organisation ahead of the interview. These insights are also useful in your cover letter as they'll help you to stand out. For anything that third-party research can't uncover, spend some time turning them into questions you can ask at the interview. It will help you to stand out and help you to understand what you may potentially be buying into. Tip number 3. What do you value most in this life? List your top 3 values and describe what those values mean to you and how they might show up in your life. What can you do to experience these values in your work? You see, we fall in love with our work when our work gives up the opportunity to express and experience our top values. But it really happens by accident. Architect your role so it provides you with those opportunities. Be honest with your interviewers so that you get the job that supports who you truly, authentically are, and it allows you to work in your zone of genius. Don't present the version you think they'll want. Be you. It will maximize the opportunity for you to find yourself in a job you love. So before you jump into the big quit, invest some time clearing and closing out, understanding the lessons in your current role, and then reflect. Is it time for your next adventure? If it is, get clear on what you will and won't stand for. Craft those insights into questions for the interviewer. Get clear on your top 3 values and how you can experience them in the workplace. And then decide if the Great Resignation is a phenomena that will serve you. Sending you lots of love. Bye for now.
Hey, thanks for listening to today's podcast. Can I ask you a favour? If our conversation spoke to you today, could you please take a moment to leave a 5-star review? Your review will help people discover this podcast, and together we can create a world where there's even more love and more laughter. And if you want to hear more from the Project Joyful podcast, just click the subscribe button. Bye for now.